Welcome to Build a Business Worth Buying, the podcast where seasoned entrepreneurs, M&A experts, and world-class operators share behind-the-scenes stories of building, scaling, and selling remarkable businesses. I'm your host, Aaron Alpeter, and every week I sit down with people shaping the world of acquisitions, founders who cashed out, buyers with bold strategies, and advisors who help make deals happen. This is not a podcast for beginners. It's for those who know the grind and want actionable insights to make their next big move. Get ready to take notes, rethink your strategy, and hear untold stories of what it takes to build a business worth buying. Today's guest is Curtis Matsko, who is the CEO and founder of Portland Leather Goods. This is a company that has become a cult favorite among consumers and a case study in vertical integration, creative risk-taking, and profitable D2C growth. I think one of the interesting things about Curtis is he didn't follow the traditional startup playbook. You started with a single product, an unwavering focus on craftsmanship, and a contrarian mindset. You ended up building a business that's approaching $200 million in revenue without raising venture capital. And you've challenged nearly every assumption in modern e-commerce, including refusing to chase leading marketing trends, manufacturing in-house, and proudly avoiding Amazon. But I think what really separates Curtis is this clarity of purpose that I've seen. So Portland Leather isn't just selling wallets and totes. It's building a relationship with its customers. It's rooted in story, quality, and trust, and it's something that you're doing while staying wildly profitable. And so in today's conversation, we're going to dig in, and I really want to learn about how Curtis thinks about brand building, the operating systems that your team has built to help you scale, and then maybe one day you sell it.
Wow, thank you. I always like when someone tries to condense down who I am into a couple. The first couple lines, you had fancy words. I didn't even know what the hell he was saying. I'm like, okay, I hope I'm that good at this shit.
That guy.
Yeah. This is my assistant, Mariana. She keeps track of my life, makes sure I show up, and make sure all the things we do in this business send to work, okay? So mostly everything you said was correct. I started making leather goods in my garage because I figured I could create a big business. My girlfriend had a bad job. I said, if you quit your job, we'll create a $100 million company. And she quit her job, and I made a leather journal. So, yes, Portland Leather Goods, approaching 200 million this year. We're totally vertically integrated. So I'll show you this. Behind me is just part of our little...
Our office.
This is our studio here, part of our manufacturing. So we manufacture in León, Mexico. So we do a lot of that supply chain. What we found out is we couldn't find anyone who could make things as we wanted, when we wanted, in a timely manner, in an efficient way. So we just started doing all the manufacturing ourselves. And now we own the largest leather bag manufacturing in North America.
I mean, let's dig into that, because you started out in a garage. Did you really think you were going to build a $100 million business? Was this something that was intentional, or did it accidentally happen on purpose?
50, what do you think? 50-50.
We were talking to Anna. Anna was the first employee, and she was the COO of the company for a while. And Curtis asked her, like, hey, why did we leave the garage? And she said, it was the way you thought. You always thought we were going to be huge. You always told me this. And then you didn't quite had it in your mind.
Yeah, no, so I did. So Aaron, here's the truth. I told people we were going to do the $100 million company, and I believed it 40% of the time, but I wasn't going to say a different story. But then everyone believed me, including myself. And so we made it work.
I love that. There's it's almost a fake it till you make it sort of thing.
No, Aaron, no. I didn't fake shit. Like I'm a long-term recovering alcoholic, and I always hear fake it till you make it, and I'm just like, no. You believe, but you don't fake this shit. I think I needed someone to coach me, to tell me that we could really do this when everyone else didn't believe it. So I had to be my own coach. Most of the time I had to say, hey, dummy, you can make this work. This problem is nothing. You've got to. But deep down, I thought, maybe we're happy with 30 million. Maybe 20 million is good enough. If we try for 100 million, we fall short. But that's only part of the time. Part of the time is, and I'm doing that again right now. People are saying 200 million, you guys are going to be $1 billion company. And I'm like, yes, we are. Be happy with 500 million. So I think we all play these little games in our brain, but if you're going to play mind games that are beneficial for you in the long run.
Yeah. So I guess how do you balance that tension between, from one perspective, being comfortable and saying, if this is the worst case scenario, I'm okay with this outcome. That's a healthy place to be. But then also pushing yourself and being like, no, I want more. I want to be bigger. I want to just make a bigger impact. How do you reconcile that?
Because they're not equal. I don't really think, oh, we're only going to be 200 to 300 to 400, right? Those thoughts come up occasionally, some evenings, some days, sometimes when you're looking at projections and you're like, really, we're going to be that big? You have little doubts and you just brush them away. And it's like, what the hell, right? Let's go ahead and do this. It's not a tension because they're not even.
Mm.
I am a confident, let's go, bam, let's make it work. That's the majority of the time. And to get working and get your butt going on your goals doesn't mean I'm thinking every time of the day we're going to be $1 billion or we're going to be $100 million. It means you do that, you set your goals, and then you start working at it. Most of the time it's just problem solving.
Sure.
You're not spending every day saying, I don't have goals on my mirror saying, remember, you told your girlfriend you're going to be at 100 million. Get your butt moving today. I have doubts. Nah, you just get shit done.
I've heard you so many times say it's not about the money, it's about the game.
It is about the game.
I love it. Say more about that.
Well, years ago, my employees got really angry at me because we're sitting in the conference room. And by conference room, I just mean a room with a big frickin' table. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's at our workshop in Portland. And I said, guys, you don't understand. This is just a game. This is all just a game. We want to win the game. And afterward, HR and the CEO and everybody came to me, they said, you can't tell people that this is just a game. They rely on this company to make money and pay their bills. And they don't all have the money that you have. And I'm like, I don't even pay myself, right? What the hell are they talking about? I know about not having money. Are you kidding me? If you don't look at it as a game, you grasp too tightly. If you not see it as a game, you're not loose and you cannot play. That is the most common sports metaphor that if you go in trying not to lose, you will lose. The prevent defense, you will lose. Oh, he's shooting a little tight. He's trying too hard. All that is true for a reason because you're going to get your ass kicked. So if you realize this is all a game and eventually you're going to win this thing, am I competitive?
Slightly.
I cannot swear, right?
So the fact is we're going to win this thing. And I love, if you want to win, better be a game.
Yeah. So, talk to me about this journey, because when did this go from kind of a scrappy creative project to a real scalable company? You said that you had this goal of 100 million. Was that always the plan from day one? And how did you act if that was the plan from day one?
It was natural compounding. People hate and love when I say this. We did $1 million first year. We did $2 million second year. We did $4 million, $8 million, 1632, 64. Do you know why we hit those numbers exactly? Because that's the goal I made. I said, if we do this for that many years, we're going to be $100 million. And when I said it, no one believed me.
And he's explained it a few times.
Many, many, many times. Oh my gosh. But the fact of the matter is, they were only focused on, can we make that 2 million? And here's the fun part about setting a doubling goal, Aaron. Every April, you're freaked out because you're behind. Every May, you're not going to have enough product and you got problems and all this craziness is going on. But then you figure it out. In April and May, you say, son of a bitch, we got to make this work. What can we change to make sure we hit that goal? And you work on it. And for me, the goal is always met by October, right? Everything's in place. We know we're going to make the goal. Everyone else has to work through the end of the year in making the products and shipping the products and customer service and all the rest of that. But for me, I've already moved on to the next year and that next lofty, that thing. Starting in August, I always say this year, meaning the next year.
Yes. And it is crazy. Like everybody gets so hyped up around Black Friday, right? Thanksgiving, everything.
Most depressing time of the year.
So
Oh, boring.
And Curtis is like, yeah, I'm done. That one is baked in. Let's move on to next year. Well, this year now.
Yeah.
That's so funny because I'm so bored. They're like, wow, we did $4 million on Black Friday. And I'm like, I told you, look at the projections. We're going to do $4 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We knew that months ago. It's all mathematical. We're building something for the future.
So talk to me. I mean, that sounds like a very nice mindset. Oh, just double. It's automatic. Figure it out. But that problem gets bigger and bigger every year that you double. And so,
Yep.
talk to me about how do you break apart the problem and try to understand. Okay, this is what's keeping us from 4 to 8. Because I literally have to double my business this year, and I need to do it in 6 months because you guys have a different calendar than other people will look at maybe.
I wish I have a painting behind me that Mariana and I did. And on that painting I'm going to show off. I'm going to bring it up here. Actually, on the painting that we did up here, it shows 2x, 1/3, 2/3, and money. I put that in the painting up there because it is something I've done 100 times. To double, we make our goal. Let's say you're at $1 million, okay? You're going to go to $2 million. We always make 1/3 of the money in the first half of the year and 2/3 in the second half of the year. Now, Aaron, I'm going to ask you because he's been asking all the questions. Why do you think that is the case? Why do you do more in the second half of the year?
Because all the efforts you're putting in the first half bear fruit later on.
The new products you tested in the first half of the year are coming to fruition. You're finding out how to scale. You're getting more better people with more better plans. Yes, you do have a November and a December, right? If you're selling a consumer good, they're going to buy more at the end of the year. Everyone thinks, oh, there's Labor Day and there's Memorial Day, okay? The thing is, May is not as good as September. September's always better than May, right? The fall's always better. People who come back from vacation and they want to buy, and kids are going back to school. There's something just about the fall. Football season. Fall's better than spring every time, right?
My husband watching football, you go online, you buy a bag.
So all you need to do, sincerely, if you do the math, is what you did the previous August and September, which you can do. You've already done it. That's what you need in March and April. You just need better than you were the year before, but you're getting ready to have your next August and September better, and then close the year out strong, and then just do it again. You can do it because everything you've done, and you take the pressure off. You don't go into January 1st saying, we have to double what we did last January. No. You just have to set the trajectory to double. And everyone believes you can do it because you've done it before. Going from 1 to 2, everybody knows it. 2 to 4, that's easy. Going from 16 to 32, they have their doubts. 64 to 128.
I don't know if anyone has ever doubted your projections.
You've never doubted me because you're nicer than the rest of these jerks, but a lot of these people doubt me. So what you're saying, because Aaron, your expertise is understanding logistics and companies and scaling in business and all the things that have to work on that, right? So as the CEO, as the founder, as the problem solver, I am always thinking 6 months and a year and a half ahead. And I'm starting systems into the company before they need to be there. We don't wait and all of a sudden this needs to be there. I'm already landing on those tracks, okay? I heard a writer for TV say this once. If you're writing for a TV program that's filmed every week, you're actually laying down the tracks for the train as the train is moving, right? That this big thing is going and you're laying them. That's kind of what we're doing, but I've also looked ahead. I already know how to get through the rivers, how to get through the streams. I know where we're building the bridge that you're going to hit in 10 miles already.
You were saying the other day how much time do you have to spend on what's coming? Like, what is the percentage?
You have to spend more time on where you're going than where you are.
Say more about that, because I think to some extent, does that mean that you're always thinking 6 to 12 months out, and so you're spending 80% of your time there? Or, if you've got a problem you need to solve right now, how do you balance that as a founder?
Balance anything. Come on. Aaron, I thought you knew me a little bit. No, I'm a completely unbalanced person who lives in a sense of two different worlds at the same time. I live in ambiguity. I have to be optimistic at all times, but I also have to be looking for the problems that can happen. I have to be figuring out what's going on right here today while planning for a future that has to be there. If you're going to be the CEO or the founder, if you're going to run a company the way that we do it, you're always balancing two different people, right? One of the reasons I love having an assistant like Mariana is when she worked with me and I was talking about the future, and I said, well, I doubt the future sometimes. And she says, no, you don't. You're always confident, right? You've always told me where you're going. And I said, but I say this out loud to you, and that helps me. Like, she's like, oh my God.
I've always said
You're like a therapist. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Now.
You're always balancing out there in the world between all of these things, but the center of it is we're going to win, right? And what I mean about 50% on to something new, if you do what you're doing and if you have spare time, you put it on where you're going, you will never have spare time to do it. You have to say, no, no, no. We had a $4 million a year Etsy company, okay? We were one of the top 10 all-time selling Etsy companies back in 2017. We were huge. We shut it down. Everyone's like, why would you shut down $4 million? Oh my God, because we're going to do Shopify. Yep. And they said on Black Friday in 2017, we had one Shopify sale on Shop. And I said, no, we're going to shut down Etsy. We're going to go into Shopify. Last year, we did one sale every 3 seconds, for the 24 hours of Black Friday. So, and of course, you've got to put more on where you're going than where you are. Otherwise, you just grind it out. You never have the time.
If you had stayed in Etsy, it would have consumed so much time that you would have never grown.
It did. Everything that you're doing right now, you can spend 100% of your time doing that shit. You can always do it. Oh my gosh, it's so important. And yeah, it's really not, right? Come on, man. Yeah. What about where we're going? Doesn't that sound better of where we're going? Well, yes, but no freaking buts. Let's take and do that and make the decision. Guess what it is, Aaron? It's making hard decisions and tell people, no, we're going to go. We're going to just do this.
Yeah. So walk me through not only kind of your thought process for how you delegate things, but talk to me about how you come to those hard decisions yourself. Because I'm sure there's some internal wrestling, and it sounds like, betting that Shopify is going to overtake Etsy looks really good in retrospect. But I'm sure, you might have heard some of your team members saying that seems like a dumb idea. And you might be like, yeah, maybe it is, but we're doing it anyways. Like, talk to me about kind of how do you free yourself up to make those decisions?
If everybody in the room thinks something's a good idea, it's a shitty idea. That's just a fact, right? So when everyone said, why don't we just stay with Etsy? It's safe. Boring. Of course, that's the wrong thing to do. Everybody plays it safe. Average in this world sucks. I do not want to be average. Nothing in my world makes me want to be average, ever, for anything in this world, right? Now, I didn't take a paycheck. I don't care about money. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. Sorry, I don't care about money. I care about doing what I want to and growing and evolving and getting better. So when everyone says bad idea, I'm like, thank you. Thank you for pissing me off to the point that now I'm going to do this, right? So that's what were you thinking?
The logical thing that everybody would do, and then you end up doing what everybody would do. You don't grow, you don't stand out, you're not unique.
No, yeah, that's just boring. That's just boring.
So of course you have to assess.
Yeah.
But this one's smart enough. Are you smart enough?
I like to tell people I'm really smart, and they like to tell me I'm really smart, but so far it's proven out to appear that way. But I make as many stupid decisions as I make smart decisions, but I don't grasp onto any of them. I am certain of myself, and I will walk into a meeting and I will 10-minute story and blow it. This is where we're going, and this is the idea. Everybody with me? And somebody will say, yeah, but what about this? And I'm like, oh shit, everything I just said is wrong. that is the idea. We're going in that direction, right? I don't hold on and defend. I'm not a fragile person. I don't, oh no, my ideas are going to get battered. Please, somebody come in and tell me that we're something even better than what I have dreamed up, because what I have dreamed up is awesome.
That's another thing that is great about working with Curtis. He's always saying how just come up with the idea. Yeah. Don't be afraid that you're going to be made fun of or that it's a wrong idea. As humans, we're always afraid, like, oh my God, how do I come up with this if it's going to be wrong? It usually is.
I hope everybody is watching this because I have something fun. And everybody tries to over solidify an idea. Okay? They're always like, can we meet in a couple weeks? I want to show you an idea. And I'm like, you're talking to me right now. Tell it to me right now. Oh, no, it's not done yet. I'm like, of course it's not done. As a metaphor, Aaron, I bought this.
Oh, I love it.
This, do you know what this is?
No, it's a picture of something, but
it's the original artwork for a TV show called, what's it in Mexico?
The Jetsons. The Jetsons, yeah.
So then I bought this. Oh, this one's heavy. They didn't know they're going to get a show. This is what everybody knows.
Yeah.
These are actually the cutout figures that they moved along to show the motion, right? Everybody thinks they want to bring me that idea. I'm like, don't bring me the idea. Give me their sketch of an idea. We'll talk about it and we'll create that, but you're not going to do it in your own brain. Get out ideas. Get them out fast. If it's good, we'll make something of it. If it's bad, we'll throw it out and we'll do something better.
Yeah. I love kind of the culture that you've created, just even the microcosm you're able to share of just this idea of all ideas are good ideas. You know, there is no, because it came from
there. Are you kidding me? She's got all kinds of bad ideas.
Have to get out there.
Yeah. Sure. There you go. There you go. I like that.
Yeah, that's great. Do you think it's ever, like, should a company ever play it safe? Is there a moment where maybe not being as aggressive is the right thing to do?
But not being aggressive is not safety. You're preparing for the next surge. You know, I live in Mexico, and do you want to know something I really hate? Soccer. I just don't like it. And people will say, things are always moving around. It never stops. And I'm like, yeah, I like American football. You want to know what's brilliant about it? Wham!
I love that you
have
called it American football.
You have 30 seconds to say, they went there. How are they going to do that? Now, this time I'm going to hit them. Wait. Now what I'm going to do? Bam, I'm going to hit them. Bam. I love that gap. I love slowing down for a second. But while you're doing that, you're not saying, hey, we're just going to watch and learn. You are planning for what you're going to do next. You're planning, are we going to hit in the middle? Are we going long? Are we going this? Are we going to change it up? Are we going to, whatever we're doing, you are always planning that next surge. You're not sitting back and waiting. That's what happened in COVID. COVID came and everybody that went out of business, here's what they did. Oh gosh, let's just wait. Next week, they're going to come out and they're going to tell us more. Next week, they're going to tell us more. When is this? And it just, they're paying, we're out of business. We're screwed. When COVID came to us, my Maverick, our head of marketing, said, books will be written about people who got afraid and people who got bold. We shut our operations down in Portland. We came down to Mexico, had no operation down here, and set up we put 5 little machines against a wall in an empty warehouse and said, we're going to become this manufacturer. And now we're the largest manufacturing. And everybody else who was there, who waited, they're out of business. They got their ass kicked. So yes, it's okay to wait, but be planning the next thing. Always be figuring out that next thing.
Yeah, I love it. It's very inspirational. I mean, there's so many just contrarian takes that you've had and you've talked about so far. Can you, I mean, what are those? How did you come to those conclusions that, you know, you should eschew Amazon, or that, you know, you should own your manufacturing, or that, you know, you should always be on offense and never be on defense per se? I mean, because you've built what I think is a very enviable, very acquirable business by doing everything different from other people.
Investable. The people who get on private planes and fly down to Mexico to meet me to offer me money for our company say we are very investable. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that was a word, but it sure sounds like it. Yeah. How did we come to that?
I think it's personality, how you grew up.
Sure. But the other thing is, and this is, if I could teach somebody one aspect of business, this is what it is. You can say we're going to go from 16 million to 32 million. And you can draw out a rough plan of how you're going to do it. But I'm telling you right now, that plan's shit. Doesn't mean you're not going to make it. It just means you need to adapt at all times. And some answers you don't have. Some people say, but we don't know how to do this, so we need to lower our goals. No. You'll figure it out. There's magic somewhere out there in the world. And when you're going forward and you're looking and you're adapting and you're meeting people and you've got energy and you're smart and you're creative, you have Mariana, boom, shit works out. So don't be afraid of going forward. We have no fear. If we go there, we're in trouble. No, we're not. No, we are not, because something magical is going to happen. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but yesterday we ran some numbers and we came something out, and I'm like, wow, that's potentially $8 million worth of profit this year.
At first, like the first half hour, you were like, that is not it.
I'm like, this cannot be. And we ran some things and we changed some things and we did it. We redid our whole things. And I'm like, guys, I got some bad news. We did our numbers wrong. The good news is we're going to make $8 million more profit than we thought. And you want to know what Mariana said? Ka-ching.
I asked, like, how much of that am I getting?
Because you don't have everything set. You make a plan, but you're moving forward out of faith, out of confidence, out of magic, out of belief, and out of patterns that you've done it before. Why don't you do it again?
Love it. How did you guys get connected? I mean, it sounds like, Mariana, you are so crucial to keeping Curtis on track and giving him the space to do what he needs to do.
I'm just building her up. She's had a rough day, and I'm trying to build her.
It was yesterday, and you said you found me picking up trash or something.
Yeah, I found you working in the field, and I offered you a job. I have always had an assistant in our company. When we had one employee, basically I had ideas and she made sure they got done. She kept me organized, right? Then when we grew, she said, I'm too important. And I worked with first Anna and then Erica. And then when I came to Mexico, I worked with somebody named Adriana. Adriana now runs our design team and all of our global international stuff. And so she's like, yeah, I kind of have a couple jobs. I can't be with you all day, every day. Who can we find who's just can hang out and not do that much and make sure you don't get lost and you eat? And she makes sure I have water to drink. And so
That's all I do.
she already said how important you are. I'm saying how diverse you are.
Okay, I love it. Okay.
So here's the thing. The days that she doesn't come to work, I'm a little bit lost. The first hour I'm lost, the second hour I'm depressed. And then the third hour, everyone's saying, are you okay? Do you just need to go home? So she's a little bit important.
Yeah, my version of it is the company was getting so big at the moment that everybody needed to do what they were hired to do. And
yeah, that's really well said. Yeah.
A friend of ours connected us. He asked me like, hey, do you enjoy your job? I was like, sure. Would you like to interview for this? I'm like, let's. And we kind of clicked.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that's interesting about your business as I was doing research is you guys have scaled. You've doubled every year, like you said, but you haven't necessarily doubled the headcount. And so can you talk about what you've done from an infrastructure or a process perspective that allows you to get that leverage on your labor and grow without necessarily throwing bodies at it?
First of all, we have more than double labor because we took a piece that most people don't do. We do manufacturing, right? But that manufacturing is all lumped into one thing, which is your cost of goods. And so I would just be paying that money for that same labor someplace else, but it wouldn't be as efficient. It wouldn't be effective. It wouldn't be with my values at the end of the day. And if I want to say, if I'm working with a factory, let's say in Vietnam, that's where everybody's trying to go, right? And I say, hey, I want you to not do this. I want you to do this. So, well, we have to, they'll tell me all the reasons and adjust all their clientele and their profit and their labor to try to make that work. With me, I get to walk down and say, no, right now, switch that line, do that. I need double that. I need to change that. It's got to be in Dallas in 3 weeks. And guess what? They say, okay.
And I think what you said that is most important is with your values. We had a visitor at the plant the other day, and we thought they were going to be super impressed at how clean it is and how big it is.
Now, beautiful.
And they were like, their first comment was, everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
And that is amazing.
I've said in over 3,000 interviews in our history of our company. That's a lot. You've got to be able to choose the right people. We hear that. Just read an article, go on LinkedIn, you got to have the right people, That's not bullshit. People say that for a reason. And not everyone does it for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is hard. And number 2, there's not that many great people out there. I hate to burst your bubble, but not all people are the same. And there's only about 15% of the really great ones. And you got to be so good that you can attract the great ones.
And you have to keep them. That's where I was going with that.
Ooh, good job.
You have to keep them.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty good at that too.
Clearly, this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it.
Times.
She's tried to leave, but that,
There's no way.
Oh man, there's guards.
Yeah, that's good. As you take a look back on what you've built so far, if an acquirer were to come and evaluate your business, what are the aspects of the business that you think have the most value in their eyes? And is that different than the aspects that you have that have the most value in your eyes?
Every aspect of my company is valuable. So I don't put it that way. When they come, and they have come, and they have put offers down, and I've shoved it back at them, and I've turned out a lot of money. And here's what they look for. Number 1, we're profitable. And we always have been. And that's pretty amazing. We have a cult following that is growing. We gain 40,000 new customers a month, which is wow. We have new channels. So we have 10 new stores opening up in the next 4 months. We have Seattle opening up right now. Yes. Actually, what time is it? It's probably open up right now. It opened up at 11 o'clock Seattle time, so it's already open. A lot of people don't know that. It's kind of a secret. They love the cash flow because we're not buying product that is just sitting nowhere. We're making the product for what we need. They love that we have a moat around our business, and that is that we have nearshore manufacturing of the largest leather bag manufacturing in the world right here, and we can do things other people cannot, right? So they can say, oh, you could take that to Vietnam. Great. Okay, I don't want to wait 6 months. I don't want to ship all the leather to Vietnam and then play it that way. I don't want to pay the tariffs. I don't want to pay their profit. I don't want them to not have every product for me when I want it. Because if we really need something, we can make it happen here. They'll just, sorry, you're not going to get it this month. Sorry, the ships are stopped outside of LA, or they're stopped outside of Veracruz, or there's like, we don't have to play those games, right? We can make things. It's so funny. We offered it to another company to make one of our products, and the price they gave us back to make it was more than we sell it for. And I'm like, well, I think I got better margins than that, right? We have an entire design studios next to us with hundreds of new products that are scheduled out. We have everything for the end of the year, every day planned with the new colors, the new products, the new SKUs. All the Christmas stuff is ready. It's all designed. It's all ready. It's all being manufactured. You can't do that if you're just 4 people in New York trying to figure this shit out, right? So we have something around our business that way. And I work with a lot of business just like you do, Aaron, where I look at their company and I'm like, wow, someone could knock that off real simple. Like I had somebody who wanted me to invest in their company yesterday, and I looked at it and I'm like, wow, your factory you gave that to in China has already knocked that off. It's already on Alibaba. And they're selling it for, guess what? 20% of what you sell it for in the US. That's not an investable business. We have a following. We have vertically integrated, and we have people who love our company, right? We have millions. I think it's 210,000 five-star reviews. Maybe it's 310,000. I don't know. It's a lot, right? You go onto some of our products, they have 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 five-star reviews. You go to our competitors and they have 7. That means we'll spend $40 million this year on online advertising, Aaron. Our number one new customer comes because their neighbor or their friend or their relative told us about it.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, right? So you still have to advertise online. You still have to build that. You have to build a culture that organically adds to it, gives it that glow, gives it the magic.
Would you say that's the aftermath of how you started in the?
Yeah, that's by me really nice at the beginning and giving things away and smiling and treating people really nicely. And I'm like, wow, if you're really, really nice to people, they love you and come back and they keep buying. And I was just at our store in Portland, and I was upstairs in our building, and I walked through the store to leave the building, and this woman yelled because she saw me, and she said, I saw you here 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh, well, hello. Can I take a picture? And I gave her a free bag, and she said she lives in Iowa, and she has made 8 trips to Portland just to come to the store to buy our products and hoping that she would bump into me again.
Wow.
Come on,
Yeah.
Okay, marketing secrets. Where the hell do you throw that in the mix? I don't know, but I didn't plan it, but it helps, and it's magical, and it's awesome, and it's built by all the things that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's interesting because as you were mentioning the things that investors usually would look at, it's like, yes, you have all those things, but it sounds like the piece that you think is the most admirable thing about the company, the thing that is your biggest moat, is this cult following of the culture. Would you agree with that? Or is there something else that you put higher value on?
We were driving here today. She was driving me, and she said that some of the people here, I was just in Montana for some family stuff, and she said, everybody says when you're in the building, there's a new energy. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 employees, that everybody knows it. It's not like I'm overseeing them. It's just that I'm saying, guess what? This is a fun trip and this is magic. Let's do it, right? That is one of those things that I have been to companies that do 10 million, 40 million, 80 million. You walk in and there is no spark.
Yeah.
There is no spark. And there is a difference between what they say on the surface and what's actually happening. They'll always tell you all the goodies. And then at the last bit, they'll say, well, we haven't mentioned that blank and blank and blank. And you're like, come on, should I tell you the problems right off the bat? I mean, it's absolute transparency. Let's go ahead. Please, where are the problems? Let's go fix them. Let's go fix them today. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. We've had that happen. It's been going on for a year and we didn't find it before. Guess what? From today on, we have now solved that and everything is going to compound and be better in the future.
Yeah.
It's like investors don't just want to see the books. They want to see us.
They also want to see, and you're like, how do you sell your company? Everyone's saying, well, Curtis, you built this around yourself. How the hell did they do it when you're gone? You're also saying that, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
He didn't say a damn word, but he's thinking it.
It's like,
Look at that. I didn't. I have a senior leadership team that I created up last August with 7 people along the top, and they are the best. All of those people came to me individually outside of anybody else and said, I believe in it. I can do it. I want to build this to this level. I am in. Doesn't matter what it takes. They are people I like, trust, respect, who are competent, and they're driven. So I have put them in. So my job this year is to actually stay a little bit away from the day-to-day, right? Don't mess with it. The reason I'm talking to you, Aaron, is because we talked in Napa. And I don't think you were there. Were you there, Aaron?
I wasn't. I had a conflict, but Nick from my team was there.
If you haven't heard, we're so charming and so
Yes,
good.
that's
Oh
what
my
we're doing
God, we
here.
were amazing. Why did I accept to speak there? Because I'm purposely trying to stay away from my senior leadership team at times to let them do things that they need to. I was doing family things because I'm trying to be away. I'm doing more on speaking and podcasts because I'm looking toward the future. People say, if you have this net worth and all of this money and you're the owner and everything's going so great, why do you do social media? Why do you do podcasts? Why do you do speaking? Because something magical will happen out of that. In 5 years, it will change my life because I spoke here, who introduced me to this, that this happened, and boom, something else happened, right?
We wouldn't be here talking to
I
Aaron.
know, and it's a joy.
Yeah.
It's a joy.
Look at that smile.
I know. I hope everybody's watching this and not just listening to it, because he's got a good smile going on here.
Well, I'm loving this. I mean, talk me through kind of this idea where you're, obviously you said you've had offers before and you've said no. But there may be a point in the future where life circumstances, the number, whatever, and you may say yes. And so how should a founder think about that hold versus sell decision? And how do you kind of go through that? Because I'm sure you could have sold for $10 million when you first got started, but you're holding out, you're continuing to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. The offer I got 3.5 years ago was stupid money. It was a lot. It was already a lot. And it was the worst 3 days of my life. And I'm not exaggerating that. Every decision you make is going to go wrong. If you sell, you're an idiot, because then the company goes on and is successful and you sold out. If you don't sell, you're an idiot, because that's more money than you could ever spend. Like, you're just an idiot. Oh, wait, I built my company. I'm supposed to feel good. No, every decision is wrong, right? And I chose not to do it, which I'm really glad. Because we are a lot bigger than we were, and a lot better and a lot more profitable and a lot more investable, okay? It is so personal that there is no outside way to look at that. It is, everyone always says, Curtis, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Like, no. We're a team here. We need to decide. That's bullshit. It's 100% up to me. 100%. And it is, what do I want to do with my life and with where we're at? Now, right now, I am having so much fun. I love what I'm doing. But I got a secret for you, Aaron. I love everything that I do. We went to Indiana and watched basketball. Was that fun?
It was a lot of fun.
We went to art things in Scottsdale. Was that fun?
It was a lot.
We went speaking in Napa, and we went to Italy. Oh my God. I don't care what I'm going to do. I'm going to be successful and have fun at it. So it doesn't have to be this. Some people, they think that one company they've created is all they ever have. It's all they're ever going to have. And so they got to maximize it. And they're doing, like we talked to sportsmen. What do I do? What's the right decision? Blah, 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 blah. There's no right decision. How do you feel? What do you want to do? What I told our people is this. We're going to build for 2 more years. Okay? We're going to double our profit this year from last year, which was substantial. And what happened yesterday? We might more than double our profit, okay? Next year, we're going to add another 10 to 15 million EBITDA on top of that, okay? Then we're going to be the pretty girl at the dance. We're going to go out there and say, hello. We're not looking. We're looking, but we don't have to take you because we don't freaking need to, right? That is the ultimate position. And I want to be in that position because we had a banking problem with some people called Wells Fargo, what a bunch of assholes. And they put us in a grind. And I told my people, we will never be in a situation where an institution, a mindless, money-grabbing institution, has control of any part of our company, okay? In 2 years, we could accept a minority offer, a majority offer, or a full buyout. And I would probably be able to look at it at that time and say, right now with my life, what do I want to do?
I love the probably.
So I'm actually expanding out 2 things. I'm trying to get my senior management team to do this without me more of the time than I have to. And they're doing a great job at that right now. They still need me, but they're getting better at that. And I'm looking at other things in life. I'm looking at investing in other companies. We're marketing experts, right? We're the best marketing there is out there. So I know I've walked into companies that do 10 and 4 and $10 million. And I'm like, shit, either you're not as good as you say you are, or you're missing out.
Yeah.
I know how you could be here, but they can't see it. They don't know it. They haven't been down that road before, so they can't see it. So every person who owns a company is different, and it truly is them, and they don't want to hear that. They want there to be the right answer, and it's easy to make, and there's no right answer. Guess what? It's like running a business. Sorry, suckers. You got to figure it out on your own.
Well, you want the spreadsheet to tell you what to do, right? But
Yeah.
that's not the reality. I think what you're saying resonates with me a lot, because I've met so many founders where being a founder is their identity, right? And they can't imagine a life where they're not part of that company. And so I think, when you think about this idea of an exit window and being prepared, so much of what I hear from you is that it's not just about, is the business ready? And would somebody want to buy the business? But it's also this idea of are you ready for a change? Are you ready for something different? Even if it is just stepping back a half step.
Yeah. And one of the advantages of being a cocky son of a bitch is I believe that what I do, if I stay or I go, is going to be awesome. So I keep all those options open. And so that takes a lot of pressure off. I know it puts pressure on because I am the one who makes the decision, but I know it's not this year because I've already turned people down. I've already said, thank you for flying down here. Thanks for loving us. Thank you for telling us this, but get on your plane and go back home and, bring it back down in a couple of years.
Yeah. And so what is it that makes you eager to walk away from those deals? Is it really just you and the timing? Or, if the number was double what they said it was going to be, would it be like, I'd be tempted?
No, I'll never be eager to give up something that was this important in my life, but I will be eager to do the next important thing all at the same time. That's the truth. There's nothing that they could give to me. There's nothing other than money. And I don't care about money. So there's nothing. Like, are you going to pay me for the 30 million, 40 million more profit I'm going to be making in a year and a half from now? Or you want to pay for that up front right now? Oh no, that's not how it works. Great, come back then. Sorry. That just there's really nothing to really talk about. I'm like, if I just do what I'm doing right now, I will increase by hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars the value of my company. Why the hell? And there's nothing they could do other than get in. Of course they want to buy into the company.
Sure.
We had a good friend of mine, hi Byron, and when we were small, he said, Curtis, I would love to give you $250,000 to invest in your company. And I remember saying, number one, we don't need your money. But number two is I would feel that the valuation I'm going to get would be way higher than what you would feel comfortable, right? My value is way up here, right? I was talking to him a couple months ago and I was in Portland. He says, I still have that $250,000 I want to give you. And I'm like, oh my God. If he had taken then where we were going to be then, oh my gosh, it would have been worth so much. And he knows that.
Yeah.
But at the time, if I'd given him what that would cost, he would not have done it. So it's easy looking back on this thing. For people that are out there and building something to sell, I would suggest what Steve Martin said about talent. He said he is asked every week by some young person, hey, what's the secret of making this work? He said what they want to hear is, here's an agent, here's this is the place to go, here's how to get into the movies, right? That's what they want to hear. His real answer is, be so good they can't ignore you. He said, when I tell them that, they're like, well, that's not what I want, but that's the truth. If you want to sell your company, be so good they can't ignore you. Because there is an entire industry that they have, sorry, all of you folks, I'm going to offend you all right now, they have no purpose other than to invest in someone who's actually doing the work, right? We're going to bridge you from now to here, and we're going to get a larger chunk than we deserve by having belief and giving money and giving some counseling, right? Great. I can get counseling without you. I can do this. I have the money. So why do I need this? Now, that is a never ending. There's a point that you just have to say, am I enjoying my life on a day-to-day basis? Is this making me better and the people around me better? That's what it really boils down to. And I'm saying maybe in a couple years, there will be a time where I'm like, wow, I would like to do this and this and this and this. Not 7 days a week in what I'm doing right now. Right now, I love what I'm doing. My worst day of the week is Sunday when no one wants to talk about business and no one wants to work. That sucks.
I remember when I first started working for you, he would call me, hey, something with the TV went on. And then he was like, will you sit down for 10 minutes? We need to talk about.
I would be at my house in Mexico and I'd make her come over to fix something that a stupid American could not figure out. And then I would talk to her for a half hour because I needed somebody to talk to about what was going on.
Love it. Love it. Well, I can't believe where the time has got. I could talk to you guys for another 10 hours. This was awesome.
Wait, this is like one of those 3-4 hour podcasts, right?
It can be. I'm here. I'm good. Yeah. No, I really can't thank you enough for being on. I have 2 questions I always like to ask the guests. And other than your own business, is there an example of a business that has built a moat that you just think is an amazing example that you find inspiration from?
I'm the worst. I don't look at other businesses.
Okay.
I'll consult with people and I talk to people who need help, but successful businesses and moats and that type of thing, my first year of business, Aaron, people would come to me and say, look, this company's doing this and this and this and this. And I used to listen. And of all those companies, 4 of them are out of business and the other one is bankrupt. And it's really close to going out. So I learned in the first 2-3 years, blaze your own path and you'll be stronger than following the trends. So I purposely don't look. I live in Mexico.
We don't get news here.
Yeah, we don't have fancy TVs and internet things. I just don't follow other companies enough to do that. I really don't. There are people I admire, but no, I'm sorry about that. I just don't know.
No. I love the answer. I guess if you were to leave one piece of advice, and you had to start over from ground zero, just knowing what you know now, how would you? I think I know your answer, but how would you go about building a business that someone else would want to buy one day?
You have to move forward with confidence of a high goal, right? Your goals I'm going to tell you, most of your people, their goals aren't high enough. I'm going to tell them right now, they're just not. It's impossible. So much more. Oh no, you don't understand my blah, 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 bullshit. Your goals are not high enough. That's the truth. You've got to move forward with confidence. You also have to not grasp onto the fact that you think you know the answers, because the answers will appear as the journey goes. So don't wait till you have the answer before you step forward. You got to step forward now. You have to move now. And if you don't have the solution, guess what? It's hiding over there. It's over there. It's right there. Somebody's already given it to me in a stack of papers that's on my desk, right? It's somebody in this company that I don't even know yet who will come up with an idea that will solve something someday that makes me millions, right? That's what it really is. You just move forward with confidence and your goals aren't big enough.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being on. I certainly learned a lot. And if people want to learn more about Portland Leather Goods website, what's the best way to learn more about kind of how you build your business?
It's my LinkedIn. Yeah, just go to LinkedIn and I type on there. I get coffee every morning and write out whatever the hell is in that.
I've enjoyed your posts the last couple of days.
Whatever in the top of my mind. I also have a YouTube channel that I just set up that we're going to be blowing up in the next couple of years. Next door is an entire media team I hired just to film my brilliant sayings and things I do, just to help these folks out. Absolutely.
Must see TV.
Absolutely. Aaron, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for joining me on Build a Business Worth Buying, brought to you by ISBA Consulting. I hope today's conversation gave you real insights into scaling smarter, selling better, and thinking like a strategic operator. If you found value in this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's building their own sellable business. Until next time, remember, the real win isn't just building a business, it's building one worth buying.